There, welcome back to Marky RC. On the turntable today we have the Tamiya xvo1. This is like a Tamiya sort of off-road gravel tarmacy type chassis. The car itself is a WRX STI, an Airy edition. As you can see from the decals, I think they look absolutely awesome. Its release date was the 11th of the 7th 2012, and this particular car was model number 58528. Runs on a plastic bathtub chassis. It comes with a 540 silver can motor, which is mounted at the front of the car, which does give quite good weight distribution. It's driven, it's four-wheel drive, and the front and rear gearboxes are driven by like a Teflon style belt. And the xvo1 chassis offers exciting RC driving on both tarmac and gravel. You've also got front and rear sealed gearboxes to stop any debris getting into those. The belt is also sealed, and they have metal gear differentials, which are oil filled, and depending on the viscosity of oil you use in these diffs, you can change the handling characteristics of the car. The chassis also has holes that are drilled into the bottom of the chassis, which lets any stones or debris that get stuck inside the chassis be able to get out. Also has gravel like wheel arch liners, which are quite good to stop even more debris getting in. Electronics are all sealed in plastic boxes on the top of the chassis, which I'll show you when I take the body shell off. This car also has front and rear independent suspension with reversible arms. Separate suspension mount makes it easy to change the toe angle, like a little plastic block, that the suspension mounts into, and depending on how wide it is, it can alter the toe of the rear wheels. Easy access battery hatch underneath the car, so you don't even have to take the body shell off to change the battery. But you can't put square LiPo batteries in here because Tamiya, not sure why they still make the round battery compartment to fit normal 9mm batteries. The rods on the front, got tie rods on the front steering, so you can change towing and camber. Plastic bushings come in the kit, but I've put a bearing kit in this particular model. You don't actually get a speed control with this particular kit, which is a bit unusual for Tamiya kits. You also get CVA front and rear oil fill shocks with medium springs. Same again, you can change the characteristics of how they work with different thickness silicone oils. The body on this model I think looks absolutely stunning. Real good detail on this. We never actually, I don't ever think we got these imprezas come to England. I'm not sure if they were just for the Japanese market. But I think the decals and the body styling, especially the roof scoop and the rear wing, do make the car look really, really cool. Quite a good kit to put together as well. Nothing challenging in this particular kit. You could almost build this if it's one of your first RC cars. Also come with a spiked lightweight rally wheels, front and rear, with Tamiya's off-road rally tyres. This particular chassis can take brushless systems, no problem whatsoever. Really strong gearboxes, and everything is really solid as a chassis goes. Really good fun to build as well. The car raced in the 2011 series, led by Toshihiro Ari, if I've pronounced that right, where he drove the car to victory. My opinion is, if you're after a fully sealed RC car for some rally action, the xvo1 is the perfect choice. They also make an xvo1 Pro, which comes with quite a few of the hop-ups that Tamiya supply for this particular model, which include, there's an upgraded servo saver that's blue aluminium. You also got the titanium nitride aluminium CVA shocks. They do 3 or 4 different aluminium caster blocks to change toe angle. You can also get a slipper clutch kit for one of these particular cars. And you can also get an even better upgraded shock, which is the TRF damper, and that comes with the hard black anodised coating on the shafts. Also, they do a titanium screw kit for this particular car, but I've just built mine completely standard. It's only had a couple of runs around the car park, so I didn't feel the need to go on the fully hopped up route. But if that's your thing and you want to suit your car up and customise it to suit your needs at the time, I'd imagine with all the hop-ups added to this car, it would be quite competitive if they had an xvo1 series. Not sure if they do that, but it is a very, very good chassis. You also get the choice on this particular model of high and low suspension settings. You can either build 5mm lower or 5mm higher. This is set in the higher setting because it is an actual rally car. They make 6 or 7 different body sets for this particular model. They all fit the same chassis, so I think it's just body mounts you might have to change if you needed to fit like one of the Jeep style bodies onto this particular car. So I'll pop the body off and I'll show you what the chassis looks like. Still think actually that Subaru blue glint in there, really nice and shiny. And I do think this is a really stunning car. So let's pop that body off and I will show you the chassis. We have the chassis now with the body taken off. And as you can see, everything is completely sealed in. You've got inner fenders or inner wheel arch protectors on the front and the rear. You've got the motor mounted right up the front there to give really good weight distribution. Big polyurethane bumper. Got the CVA shocks there, as you can see. The Tamiya off-road tyre. I do like that style of wheel, think they look super cool. Servos laid low in the chassis for keep that centre of gravity low. But to be fair, if you put waterproof electronics in this particular car, a brushless system, it would be, you could pretty much go anywhere with it. Unusual, to be fair, to see everything covered, even the belt drives covered. Normally they're exposed. Really really stocky servo horn, really good servo saver. Tighten that right up so the steering is absolutely epic. So I'll pop the body shell back on, give it a couple more spins. Before I do that, I'll do a bounce test. So I'll put the camera back in its stand and show you how bouncy the suspension is. Right, let's check that suspension, see how much travel we've got. On the rear of the car, I'd say you've probably got a good 20-25mm. On the front of the car, same again, 20-25mm. You could limit that suspension travel if you didn't want it bottoming out by putting a little piece of fuel, nitro fuel tube inside the shock to limit the shock travel. But what I do like about this particular model, considering it is just the standard xvo1, steel drive shafts, steel turnbuckles on the steering, steel turnbuckles on all the suspension geometry, suspension components, so you can set these cars up really, really well. Give it a little bounce test. Front's a little bit bouncier at the front due to the motor and everything hanging out the front. But those CVA shocks, they are super, super plush. I've never really built a set of TRF shocks, the proper Tamiya ones, but I think personally they are absolutely butter smooth. You also get, which I quite like, I don't know if you can see there, the little foam sponges that go around all the ball connectors to stop any sort of dust and dirt ingress inside them, wearing the top of the shock away, almost like a cutting sort of paste. Overall, I think this car is pretty cool and pretty much indestructible. Chassis is absolutely solid. I mean, first time RC car, I think for like the younger person that's getting himself into RC, you couldn't really go wrong. Loads of aftermarket hop-ups and loads of genuine hop-ups. So I'll pop the body back on, and let it have another couple of spins on the turntable. And there we have it, Tamiya xvo1 standard edition car, fully ball raced. Very tricky doing the decals and the painting of the body. I must admit there are a couple of little mistakes here and there, but very tricky body to paint and very tricky getting the decals on. Definitely need a hairdryer for this to get them moulded around all the different contours. But I think as an RC car, absolutely indestructible. If you're getting into RC for the first time, quite pricey, around the sort of 220, 230 mark. But then you are getting quite a bit for your money with all the metalled geared diffs and all the other sort of, adjustable turnbuckles, steel drive shafts. I think the gears are very like a dowel-ring type plastic in this particular car, and I think it looks absolutely awesome. If anything, I do prefer this one over the normal like frog-eyed impreza, which I'll put on soon. But awesome RC car. I will be doing a run video with this. It's just finding time. But thanks for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. They are really enjoyable to build, and like I've said a couple of times before, absolutely indestructible. So thanks for watching the video, and I hope to see you in the next one. And if you could like and subscribe for a new channel, that would be awesome. I'll see you later. Bye.